Evening everybody. At the time of filming there is about 25 minutes left of the official trading day before we move into the after hours period. But regardless of that, what we've seen so far today in the markets, especially related to AMC, is quite astounding. We're looking at the price being up by a very large amount, coming up to now to the $14 range, which is pretty impressive considering that not too long ago, perhaps yesterday coming into today, we were sat in the $12 range. And you're going to be seeing now when we have a look on the 1-day chart that action coming through again in the morning, $12 range, big spike up to about the 13 range. We had a lot of difficulty breaking through that, but then we finally did, and once that happened, well, it was a trip that never stopped. Apart from when we got up to here, the point of about 1470 roughly, and from there we did see a bit of a decline. Now the lows that we have seen so far, 1429, subsequently we're looking for that to hold up again. And it looks like it is doing so. Again, the price is now moving back upwards ever so slightly, which is fantastic. But yeah, if you are looking at this chart, you're going to be seeing a stock which is up by 10% plus in one day. And I do think at some point it was bound to see a bit of a dip, as people are inevitably going to be taking profits now and again. Now, does that count for the apes? No, most likely not. But obviously we have to take into consideration other market forces and things like that. Now, another thing to point out today is a lot of the markets were doing very well. AMC, of course, did well, but coming into the rest of the market, I'm going to refresh the page and have a look at what else we saw. So our major indexes were up very, very large. We're looking at the Nasdaq 100 being up by 2.11%, S&P being up by 1.44%, and the Dow being up by 1%. So you get a picture of what's going on. The markets were doing quite well today, crypto included, and I think AMC definitely did benefit from this. Now, am I trying to say that the only reason why AMC ran up was because of that? No. If you guys did watch my videos yesterday, I mentioned how I think AMC is currently undervalued, and I think it is bound to see a run up soon. I think $20 really, realistically, is the minimum where this should be sat at the moment. So to see it at this current level, it does seem to be more undervalued to me than anything else. So whilst a lot of people are going to be thinking, well, AMC's up by 15%, why? Is it anything good? Is it anything bad? Is it anything that we should be aware of? I would say not really, for two reasons. Here are my two key takeaways from today. The first of which is, again, we're looking at a company which came up today from $12 to $15 almost. Now that's not that big of a move, especially considering what we have seen in the past 12 months, but I'll get to that in a moment. Again, this move is big, plus 5, 10, 15%, it is a big move, but it is something that we need to look at relative. We've seen a company which has had great results recently, it's turning itself around, and being as I believe it should be valued at $20 plus anyway, maybe even $30, I wouldn't really get too excited until it gets to a minimum of 20 in my opinion. Now the second thing that I want to say in regards to it, whilst this is an impressive day, regardless of what you believe, one, it's not too uncommon. For instance, we saw a 13% gain on this day not too long ago, between the or this period rather I should say, so coming from the Friday into the Monday, that is the Friday 24th into the Monday 27th, we saw a big spike on that day, and of course looking back further than that, we have seen spikes like this, 7% on one day. Look into the past 2 or 3 days before that, and we see an 11% gain. So what I'm trying to say is, these moves are relatively small and quite common. And of course, the final thing I want to mention is, whilst I love AMC and I'm going to continue to hold, we've seen moves like this. The price came from a low of around 13.56 and rocketed up to 34. Come out a lot further than that and you will know the stock's highs of all time were around 72. So coming back to that point, I would not really get too excited in general for the squeeze until we get to that range anyway. So I'm not trying to say that today was bad in any way. It was definitely a win for apes and anybody who believes in AMC or the movie theatre industry in general. But it's not necessarily the thing that we should be getting all of our hopes up for. It's been a nice day, it's been a good day. Again, we've got about 20 minutes to go, let's hope it can keep spiking and rising. But really, this is just another piece in the puzzle. If we can keep growing like this, go up another 15, 20, 30% tomorrow, that's when it starts to get exciting in my opinion. But just as quickly as it has run up today, we've seen in the past how they can just as equally run it down. Again, like what we saw in this period, coming down from here. So I hope that doesn't happen. I think we are well and truly bound for a breakout soon, and I think we have kind of broken out of the past month trend anyway. Again, coming into the technical chart, that will become more apparent. But what I'm trying to say here is, we need to keep this going for it to become exciting, in my opinion. And that's all I wanted to share with you in this one. So, if you enjoyed it, make sure to, of course, smash that like and subscribe. But for now, guys, it's goodbye. I will see you all in a bit for more stuff, though.